Why does it feel so hard to make decisions? If this is something you regularly ask yourself, then this episode is perfect for you. If you struggle with making smaller or even bigger decisions in your life, then I want to share with you a reason why that is and what you can do about it. Making decisions is an everyday activity. Every day presents us with choices, and we make decisions of which of the choice we choose. And I'm sure that you can think of a time in your life when making a decision felt easy to you, or when you didn't really even think about it. And that shows you that this phase is just temporary and that it can be changed. It does not mean that you are an indecisive person or that you have to keep struggling with decision making for the rest of your life. That is absolutely not the case. There is hope, okay? And hey, maybe you are not even aware that you are not making decisions easily in your life. So how can that look like when you don't? How could you find out if you do struggle with not making timely decisions? I invite you to reflect on the last few months or even years in your life and ask yourself these questions to identify possible symptoms. Do you have a few decisions to make in your life that you wanted to make already 6 months or even 12 months ago? This could be in your professional life, in your family life, your personal life. This could be about your home, your hobbies, your holidays, or relationships. It could be about anything. So think about it. Are you trying to make a decision and move something forward in your life, but something always happens, which means you have to delay the decision or you feel like you have to? That's something that is happening is you holding yourself back from making the decision. Then, when you think about a decision you would like to make in your life right now, do you feel dread about making it? Do you get a knot in your tummy or even in your throat, even thinking about it? And is that feeling maybe holding you back from making the decision? Do you feel that a lot of decisions are taken away from you by your circumstances or other people in your life? As if you can't make a lot of your decisions by yourself because stuff just happens to you. If you answered yes to one or more of these questions, you probably want to listen to the rest of this episode. It does not mean that you have a problem, okay? But hearing what I have to share with you can open your eyes to the fact of what happens when you don't make a decision and realize the reason why it might feel hard to make them in the first place. The trouble is that we hurt ourselves the most if we can't make decisions. Each day, week, or month we carry around with us an unmade decision. It costs us a lot of time and energy. The energy we spend mulling it over and over and over. The feelings of worry, frustration, or fear of that indecisiveness are being brought up again and again, and they impact your emotional and physical health. You keep yourself stuck by not making a decision. You are in limbo and you are not moving forward. It would even be better to make the decision to not do something or to stay where you are instead of not making the decision at all. Even if you decide not to go for it or not to do it or to just blow it off, it's better than not making this decision and you are able to leave the decision finally behind you and move on with your life. That makes sense, right? Quite often we let ourselves be ruled by our outside circumstances or other people instead of making the decision ourselves. And don't get me wrong, you should not start now making decisions on the spot from now on forwards. That is not what I'm saying. You always want to take the time to listen to your inner voice, your gut, your intuition. And that sometimes can take hours or even days. But in this case, I talk about decisions that you don't seem to make for months or even years. Please don't wait for something outside of you to make the decision for you. Yes, it means the decision is finally made if that happens and you feel some short-term relief for having it off of your books. But what is the likelihood that you are happy with the decision if someone or something else made it for you? Well, pretty low, right? You won't get a lot of satisfaction out of this scenario because you have no control over the outcome. You gave your power away, your power to decide what to do next in your life. This is what I was referring to in my earlier question when I asked if decisions in your life seem to be made by something or someone else. If you don't make the decision, the world is going to make the decision for you. If this is an occurrence that resonates with you, you see it in yourself and in your life, you now know why this keeps happening. Because you are not stepping up and making your own decisions in your life. The reason that I want to share with you today results from my observation of my students, friends, and other people that I meet. It's a pattern that I started to observe quite recently, and I felt so inspired to share it with you as it might help you to get out of this indecisiveness phase. The reason why people can't seem to make decisions is because they are stuck in the fight and flight part of their nervous system. They are literally stuck in stress. They spend most of their waking hours being stressed, and their brains are in high beta brainwave patterns. And this goes hand in hand. When your sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight nervous system, is constantly activated, your brain spends most of its time in high beta brainwave patterns. And what does that mean for us? What does it mean to be stuck in high beta brainwave patterns? It means that your brain is not working right. The neurons in your brain fire incoherently, and your brain starts to compartmentalize. And that means that the different parts of your brain don't communicate well anymore. And all of that can be the reason why you have difficulty making decisions. When you are stuck in high beta brainwave patterns, we are not able to communicate well. And not just to others, but as well not to ourselves. So no surprise that we don't feel like making a decision, right? If the brain doesn't work well anymore, we are not able to make the best decisions for ourselves. So it's better to make none. Different parts of our brain stop communicating with other parts. So you don't have access to the full capacity of your brain, and you are not able to see the full picture anymore. And all of this is holding you back from making decisions. And it's probably even a good thing that we can't seem to make a decision in that state. Because it's not going to be the best decision anyway if your brain is not coherent. It's out of order, and you don't want to make a decision that is out of order too. But what if you are stuck in your fight and flight nervous system and in your high beta brainwave patterns every single day? You are never in the right place to make the right decisions for yourself. But then, of course, what happens is we get to the other problems that we mentioned earlier. Wasting your time and energy by not making the decisions. Being stuck in that indecisiveness and letting everyone and everything else in your life make the decisions for you. So, what is the solution? How do we get ourselves out of this? We want to return back into balance. We want to regulate our nervous system into balance, so it spends more time in the recovery and the restoration part of the nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. We want to lower our brainwave patterns on a regular basis so the brain can start working coherently again and as one unit. And I know, this sounds like quite a lot when you have no clue how to do any of that. But if you really truly want to learn this, how to do this easily in your life and on demand, this is one part you learn inside Energy Academy, which you can join. I teach you how to balance your brain and your nervous system and give you the tools to do this on the spot so you can become aware that you are unbalanced and move back into balance. But the one tool that I can share with you now that can help you to do all of these things intuitively over time is meditation. Meditating has been my number one tool that helped me to get unstuck from being stuck in constant stress and being burned out. Because that's where you are when you are in constant stress. You burn yourself out. And meditating helps you to lower your brain waves and move you back from the fight and flight nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system, the restoration and recovery nervous system. And the more you regularly meditate and practice this, the easier it gets for you to do this outside of your meditation in everyday life. The solution is to meditate regularly and get yourself and your brain and body back into balance. Then you will realize that you are much better connected and able to make decisions again. The more you are connected and balanced, the easier it is to listen to your intuition, to see the bigger picture and just make a decision calmly and confidently. I can tell you from my own experience that it works. Making decisions is not a big deal for me anymore. Sure, there are exceptions. There always are, and they are part of life. But now I am just so well connected to who I am and what I want that I can make much better and quicker decisions for myself. And I can quicker let go of things that don't serve me, which means saying no to things. If you have meditated before, great, start again or do more of it. Do it more regularly. If you say, Linda, I've never meditated before and I have no clue how to start, I have the right resource for you. I have a powerful but short course for you, which is called Purposefully Meditating. And in the teaching part of this course, I tell you everything you need to know to get started with meditation. All the ins and outs, and I will take all the worries that you have about meditating away from you. And then you have as well 3 powerful meditations included in the course that will help you with exactly the problems that we talked about. The unconnectedness, the stress, lowering the brain waves, all of it. I will put the link for it below this video for you. Okay, well, that was all I wanted to talk to you today. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode and if it opened your eyes to an easier way to make decisions in your life. I would love to hear from you about this. Thank you for watching this video with me today. And with that, I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye-bye.